And then go ahead, just lay back on the mat, take a long stretch. Take a big inhale and exhale everything out, finding tons of length in your spine. Inhale and exhale. Just take one more breath, getting a little bit longer from both sides. And then you're gonna take your hands up to the sky. Reach your fingertips as if you could touch the ceiling, and then let your shoulders just drop into the mat. Take 2 more times with your breath. Reach the fingertips up, let the shoulders just drop. 1 more time, lengthen up. Let the shoulders just drop, so let go of any tension in the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, exhale, lift just the head, neck, and shoulders, firming the back of the thighs out into the mat. See that your pelvis is in neutral because we're not tucking yet because you're only lifting head, neck, and shoulders. And lower it back down. Inhale. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders up. Feeling the upper abs start to engage with no tension in your neck. Take 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, upper abs. And lower it back down. This time, we're gonna lift head, neck, and shoulders. Press your hands towards your hips. Float your right leg 1 little inch above the mat. And lower it down. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders comes up. Left leg an inch up off the mat. And lower back down. So when you're lifted, you can see what's happening in your pelvis. Can you keep your pelvis still? I can see that for myself. When I lift my left leg, my pelvis wants to do a little something extra that it's not supposed to. So I have to really engage my strong abdominal, the abdominal muscles that I'm trying to make strong. Working on, always in progress. Let's do 1 more each way. Exhale as you lift and float like a tiny lift, so it's all in the abs, not in the quad and hip flexor. And this next one, we're gonna lift both legs. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders, both legs cover, inch up off the bench, all the abs in, and lower back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders, lift both legs, tiny little lift, and lower. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders, lift the legs, show the abs, and hold for 3, 2, last one, lower all the way back down, take a long stretch. Inhale, exhale, everything super long. 1 more breath. And then on your exhale, let's take the hands back up to the sky and roll up to your halfway point. Head, neck, and shoulders lift and lower it back down. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, roll up head, neck, and shoulders, halfway up to your belly button and all the way back down. This next time, we're gonna come all the way up. We're gonna come up to the belly button and then step up, and we're gonna fold over the legs for the first one. Just take a little stretch here. Shake the legs out. Sit up tall. Actually, grab your band while we're here. If you have a band or your ring or whatever prop you're using. Hugging it on the outside of the wrists. Sit up super tall. Press your sits bones down into mat. Lift up out of your low belly. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Press out into the band. Feel how your shoulder blades are pulling down your spine. Tuck your pelvis, roll halfway back. Draw the abs in, and then roll up to sit. Inhale, exhale, halfway back. And rolling up to sit. 1 more time, halfway back and hold. Slide the shoulders away from the ears, and little pulse out, out, out. Can you draw your abs in a little bit deeper for 5? Last one. You're gonna take the arms up above the head and then dive over to the toes. Take a little stretch there. And sit up nice and tall. Roll back halfway. Tucking the pelvis, keeping the legs still. Rotate your rib cage over to the right. Press out into the band. And rotate back to center. So the shoulders down, twist over to the left. Rotate back to center, hold. Go back a tiny little inch. And then again, twist the rib cage. And back to center, and over to the left, twist, 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 drop shoulders away from the ears, and bring it back to center. 1 more time, roll back halfway. Make sure the hands are right in front of the shoulders. You don't want to be too wide, right in front of the shoulders, and then rotate the rib cage. Rotate a little bit further, and pulse the arms apart. Or pull, or squeeze, whatever you have for 3, 2, last one. Rotate back to center. Twist the rib cage around, so the shoulders away from the ears, and pull. So the hands are right in front of the shoulders. You want to have it shoulder width apart and rotate all the way back to center. Step up and over to your toes and hook it onto your feet. Give yourself a stretch there. We'll hook it onto the right foot and roll all the way down. We'll stretch out the back of the right leg. Getting into your hamstring stretch. Anchor your pelvis into the mat and a little bend and straighten the leg. Each breath is going to help bring that leg back a touch further. And then hold. Let's come back a little bit further. Shoulders are melting. A little bit further. And a little bit further. Straightening out to the back of the leg. And then release that. Hooking the band onto your toes. Pull the toes down for calf stretch. So make sure you're not in your hamstring stretch anymore, you're in your calf stretch. Toes pulled out, so the leg doesn't have to be straight. I want you to focus on stretching through the calf. And you can point and flex the foot, point and flex. Take one more breath there. Hold the toes down. And then return the band to the center of the foot and spiral your thigh open and out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Relax the shoulders. Keep anchoring the opposite hip down and push out through your inner thigh, through the heel. Shoulders are melted. Friends, do you remember when the other week I was sending my camera, my Canon, back to the US with my friend who shipped it to Canon to get it repaired because it broke when I first came. And the only way I could get it there was if I shipped it from the US. Let's take 2 more breaths here. So they completely messed up in sending it back. So they shipped it also to my, you guys remember, they shipped it to my Brooklyn place. It went back to Canon, and then let's exhale, sweep your leg back up and let it come across the body and stretch the side of the hip. Long story short, I'm not sure where the camera is. Canon still hasn't received it back from UPS. So they received it back, they shipped it to another place hoping it would get shipped to me, but they didn't get it there in time. So then it needed to go back to Canon and they won't provide a tracking number. Doesn't that to you sound like it's lost? Yeah. Pushing the hip away. Take one more breath. And then into your spinal twist, the leg pull across the body, moving in the opposite direction. And then exhale, straighten the leg all the way back out into the mat. You can take your band, peel yourself up and over to your toes. Hugging it around your left foot. Let's make that leg as long. Roll down, taking the leg up to the sky. And start to ease into it. So you don't have to yank it back into the hamstring stretch. Ease in. You can have a little bend and straighten of the leg. Each breath is going to help pull it back a little bit further. Maybe you can lengthen out from the back of the leg just a little bit further. Shoulders relax. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And we'll release that, hook it to the toes for your calf stretch. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. And then point and flex. And hold the toes down, heel up. And then back to the center of the foot, spiraling the thigh open and out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Lengthen out through the heel, push your right hip down. Find some more length. Hopefully stretching the legs out will allow your abs to work even more because your legs won't be gripping. And so then the abs can really turn on. Last breath here. On your exhale, let's sweep the legs up to the sky. Let it come a little bit across the body while keeping the back pocket down, pushing the left hip away, shoulders relax. Take one more breath here. And then melt into your spinal twist, letting the band go to the side. Looking in the opposite direction, keeping the shoulders on the mat. And then extend both legs out to long. Shake the legs out so they're long and loose. And then bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat a couple times to arch and imprint your spine, and then settle your pelvis into neutral, allowing your hip points to be in line with your pubic bone with your little bit of lumbar curve. Anchor your back bottom ribs down, soften your front ribs into your body. Feel how your belly button can just start to sink down in towards your spine. Arms relaxed by the sides while the shoulders just open wide, bringing your right leg into tabletop without letting your pelvis move. Knee is over the hip, ankle down with the knee, left leg up to meet it. Draw the abs in. And before we add movement, start to just squeeze your pelvic floor muscles and feel how your low belly started to tighten up right there. March right toes to the front edge of the mat while squeezing the pelvic floor and sinking your abs in, and then float the leg back up. Left leg to join it. Left leg goes down and then up. So just alternating sides. Thinking about first activating your transverse abdominis. So you want to exhale, sink the belly button down into the spine. Shoulders relax. If you're finding a lot of tension in your shoulders, try not to take the legs as far. So first get the abs super controlled, and then you can increase your range of motion. Shoulders relax. Let's take 2 more each way. So starting with our simple movement to wake up the transverse abdominis. Last one. Bring everything back to center. Hug the knees in. Take a stretch. Rock your low back into the mat. And then we'll bring the legs to tabletop. Hands up to the sky, keeping the back of the head pressed down into the mat for the moment. Reach your right arm backwards and your left leg forward. And then return that right back to start position. Extending other side and back to center. Paying attention to what's happening in your spine. Not so much about the limbs moving, but your spine is staying in neutral. So if you're moving your limbs, but your spine is coming out of neutral, then we're not maintaining our Pilates principles. So maybe that means the leg needs to stay closer to the sky. If you're not challenged, take the leg closer to the floor. If that feels really great, feel free to lift the head, neck, and shoulders and move from there. You're lifting from your upper abs. Lengthen and in. Draw the abs in. Sink your belly to your spine a little bit deeper, lifting up out of your pelvic floor. See that your leg is tracking straight out from the hip. Your knee isn't wobbling in and out. Last one each way. When you're even, you come all the way back to center and hug the knees in and take a stretch. Press your low back into the mat, rock side to side, whatever feels good. Let go of any tension. Legs up to tabletop, squeeze the thighs together, relax the shoulders, and then dip both toes to the front edge of the mat and float the legs up. Both legs dip down and both legs lift up. Squeezing inner thighs together, draw your low belly in. Make sure that you're not starting to arch your spine as you bring the legs down. Shoulders relax, squeeze the thighs. And then bring the hands behind the head. Fingertips touch behind the ears. If the head is staying down, keep them where you're at. Otherwise, lift the head, neck, and shoulders with that light support of the head, and then let the legs go down and lift. As the legs go down, lower the head and curl right back up. Tap the feet out, lower the head, and lift. If that doesn't feel good, stay with just the legs. 3 more like that. Exhale. 2. And last one. Lift all the way up and hold. Reach your hands forward and little crunches forward. Reach. Reach. Keeping the legs in tabletop for 5. 4, sink your abs. You got a great view of your pelvis. Last one. and lower everything down. Roll your head up side to side. Legs return to tabletop. Hands reach up. Draw the belly in. Float the head, neck, and shoulders up, and extend your legs at a high diagonal. So you're in your hundreds prep. Draw the knees in, head down. Inhale, exhale. And in. Hold this one up for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale, lift, lengthen, hold. Start to pump the arms to the hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. So each time you're gonna exhale, you're gonna sink your abs a little bit deeper. You can have your legs in parallel, or you can have them in turn out, whatever is best for your body today. Inhale, and exhale. Maybe you lower your legs a little bit further. Maybe they come into tabletop if you feel like it's too much on your back. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more set. Go inhale, big. Hold it there, and then drive legs back up. Hug it all the way in. And let the head rock side to side. Bring the feet down to the mat. Anchor the feet into the mat, setting up for bridging. Wide through the collarbone. So you want to keep the neck super long, make sure there's nothing underneath your neck here. Heels are just a little bit past the knees. Ground the feet down, tuck your pelvis, and roll your hips up into your bridge position, pushing the hips high. Squeeze the glutes. Think about stretching the front of your leg forward and then sequentially rolling it all the way down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale. Roll all the way up, peeling your spine vertebra by vertebra. Wide through the collarbone, hug the thighs slightly towards each other, and sequentially rolling all the way back down. Let's take 3 more with articulating through the spine, and then we'll build from there. If at any point you feel like you need more challenge, you always have the option to take your hands up to the sky, and your abs are really forced to work then. Roll all the way up, hold the up. Lift the hips a little bit higher, widen the collarbone, tap your butt down to touch the mat almost, and press up. So you're almost touching the mat, and then press right back up. Tap down, up, and lift. Squeeze. Down, up, squeeze. So the hands can be the sky, they can be firm down into the mat. It's whatever feels best for your body. Where are you getting the most activation? Sometimes advancing the move doesn't always help. Sometimes it takes away from your focus because you're focusing on other things that aren't really that important. Lift and hold here, and just pulse your hips to the sky. Press up, tiny lift, up, hold, up, hold. Think about those inner thighs also working to stabilize you. Lift for 5. Last one, hold, lift the heels. Tap your butt down, come up and squeeze. Tap down, up and squeeze. Lower, up, lift. On the lift, now we add on, up, squeeze. Just open the knees a little bit out to the sides, hug them back in, tap your butt down, go up. Open the legs, close, but the feet stay exactly where they were. Keep pressing your big toe mound down, so just adding a little extra movement on those inner thighs. Open, close, and down, and lift. Open, close, and down. This one, and hold it all the way up, and pulse the hips to the sky, press up. Breathe for 5. Last one, hold, drop the heels, feet walk to the outside edges of the mat. Slightly tuck your pelvis if you feel like you're going into your low back at all. Dig your heels down, lift your toes up, tap your butt down, press up, squeeze. Down, press up, squeeze. Lower, press up, holding at the top. Getting that full activation, make the booty burn right there, and then you lower. You make the booty burn at the top. You get the hold with the burn, come up, hold, tap your knees together, open your knees, tap your butt down. So now we lift, we close in, open, tap down, press up, in, open, lower, lift, in, open, down. 3 more like that. Make sure you hit right back at the neutral pelvis. The next one just stays up, and we'll just do open and close. Go in and out and in. I hope you guys are feeling your buns. Mine are getting pretty warm here. Collarbone is wide. Hold the knees open, push the hips higher, and now pulse up, up, hold. So just find that activation, keep it activated, and add the pulse in for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop the feet, walk the feet back to hip width apart. Drop your hands down to the mat, keep your collarbone wide. March the right leg into tabletop and lower it to the mat. March your left leg to tabletop and lower it to the mat. 3 more marches, and then we'll be holding a leg up. There's 2. Continue to keep your pelvis in neutral, trying not to drop into your low back. That might mean pulling the pubic bone towards your face. Right leg stays in tabletop. It extends to the sky. Small, lower the hips and lift. Small, lower, small lift. Up, hold. Up, hold. Point the right toes. Reach the leg to the sky. For 3. Hold it up. Right leg, tiny stirs to the ceiling. Just enough to challenge the stability of your pelvis. Getting some inner thigh activation as well. Lots of control, reverse your circle. Push the hips up a little bit higher, push your right sits bone away from you. Last one, and place that foot back on the mat. Push your hips up high, left leg to tabletop. Hug the right thigh slightly, lengthen your left leg to the sky, and then small lower, small lift. Small lower, get that hold at the top. Really accentuate the up. Lengthen out of that left leg. Point the toes as they reach up to the sky. Up, hold. Hold it up and then stirs. Tiny little circles. Really activate through that right glute to support you. Push your left sits bone away from you so you're not hiking the hip up to your rib. And reverse. Get longer and stronger through that leg. Extend to the sky as you firm the right glute. Last one. Place that foot back on the mat and pulse the hips to the sky. Press up, up. Slightly tucking your pelvis in towards your face just to maintain neutral for 5. 4, hugging the thighs. And last one, sequentially placing your spine back down into the mat. When your tailbone comes down, let's give the knees a little hug. A little stretch there. You can rock your back into the mat. And we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. Thread your hands behind the left thigh as you start to stretch through the right glute and piriformis. Maybe you push your right elbow into your right thigh and pull your left leg in a little bit deeper. Let your tailbone be heavy. And then let's switch sides. Threading your hands behind the right thigh as you push your left thigh away from you. Take one more breath there. And we'll release that. Placing the feet back onto the mat. Walk the feet a little bit away from you. Lengthen your hands up to the sky. Lift your head back and shoulders. And then let's roll yourself all the way up onto your sits bones. Extend the legs out in front of you about as wide as the mat. So not super wide, just a little bit wider than your body, about shoulder width apart. Pressing the sits bones down to mat. Lengthen your arms out to the sides. Slide the shoulder blades down. Lift yourself up a little bit taller. Can the top of your head touch up to your ceiling? Twisting your rib cage over to the right. Twist, 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 twist. Make sure the pelvis didn't move, the feet didn't move. Pinky finger dives to pinky toe. Back palm turns up. We do a little pulse, pulse. Reach, reset while in the twist. Roll the shoulder blades down and then back to center. Twisting the rib cage around. Dive forward, we go reach, 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 reset while in the twist. And all the way back to center. Slide the shoulder blades down, sit up longer and taller, rotate the rib cage, only twist. Twist back, palm is facing up, reset in the twist, back center. Make sure as you're doing it, the feet aren't moving at all. That's gonna tell you that your pelvis is staying completely still. One more time, twist the rib cage, we go reach, 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 reset, and twist, reach, 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 reset, come all the way back to center, and release the arms down. Let's come into rolling like a ball. Let's glue the heels, turn the toes apart slightly. Fingertip touch to the ankles. Sit up tall, roll the shoulder blades down, and then tuck your pelvis to roll back halfway, or just to slide your tailbone underneath you. Pull your heels towards you, and then come up into your balance. So maybe it's just staying in your balance, or maybe you roll back to your shoulder blades and come up and balance on your sit bones. Roll to your shoulder blades, and come up and balance on your sit bones. 3 more like that, tuck and roll. And then we'll balance. Roll and come all the way up. One more time. Roll back and come all the way up and hold. Bring your legs up to tabletop, grab behind your thighs, roll the shoulders down, sit up out of your pelvis, getting long, and maybe you lengthen your legs up to the sky and you can tap the mat. Lift, and maybe the hands come off. They don't have to stay in the back of the legs. Like you're holding your little espresso shot in the palm of your hand. I cannot tell you guys how much I want some good coffee. Oh, I don't know why I said espresso. I just messed myself all the way up. Lengthen the legs up to the sky. Draw the abs in, lift, 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 and hold. And then lower the legs down, fold forward to the quick little stretch there. Re-step and grab your light set of weights. So we're gonna do the abdominal series with your weights. If you do not want to, you don't have to. You decide if you wanna use them, if you start using them and then you put them down. But the one thing to know is if it's really feeling tense in your shoulders, put the weights down because we're not making this about a shoulder exercise, this is about your abs. So if it's not focused on your abs, get rid of the weights. Taking the arms alongside the shoulder blades away from the ears, and let's roll all the way back down to the mat. Hands up to the sky, bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. Find your pelvis in neutral, legs to tabletop. Inhale, on your exhale, float head, neck, and shoulders up. Hands are by the hips to start. Extend the left leg long, right leg is a table, draw the abs in, and we go switch and switch. So you've got a great view of your pelvis. To know that your pelvis is staying still, it's staying in neutral. The leg is tracking directly out of the hip socket. Watch where the knee is going. Is it going straight up to the ceiling? It's not turning out, it's not turning in. The leg isn't moving further away from the pelvis out to the side of the mat, or it's not moving to center. It's straight out from the pelvis. For 3, breathe, 2, and last one each way. Bring the knees in, give yourself a hug. Take the hands up to the sky, take your legs to tabletop. Lifting head, neck, and shoulders, reaching your hands just past your knees. Both legs extended at a high diagonal as both arms go back, biceps by the ears. And then exhale, you can stir the arms around and bring it back to tabletop. But if you have something next to you, just bring the arms straight back in. You don't need anything with the weights. Lengthen the arms on the long. Exhale, bring it back to center. So you do have that option where the arms can just go straight out and straight back in. They don't have to circle. As the arm goes out, can you keep your upper body in the same place? Inhale, exhale, 3 more like that. Inhale, draw the abs in, and exhale, soften the jaw, 2. Inhale, exhale, 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, bring it all the way back in. And release the head to the mat, let your head rock side to side. And let's bring the legs to tabletop. Lengthen the arms up to the sky, coming into single straight leg stretch. Lengthen the legs up to the sky, floating head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long, hands clean right by the hips. Double pull the right leg in, scissor the legs, left leg double pull. As you do the double pull, you exhale. Inhale as you pass the legs. They brush past each other at about 45 degrees. Lengthen those arms long. So if you're in your shoulders right here, you put the hands or the weights on the mat. You decide where you want to be. Inhale, and if you want more challenge, you can have your biceps alongside your ears. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Next time right leg is up, it stays. Here we go. We stay to the top. Left leg does a little tiny stir. Pelvis doesn't move at all. And reverse it. And then scissor the leg switch. Left leg is up to the sky, right leg does a tiny stir. And reverse. And bring that leg back up, bring your weights down to the mat and hug your knees and then take a little stretch. Head rock side to side. For the next one, we're not going to use the weights. Or if you want more of a challenge, you could put one weight in between your feet as long as that's not going to take you deeper into your hip flexors. So if you want a weight, it could go right in between your feet or your ankles, whatever feels best for you to hold it. Fingertip touch behind the ears. Legs and table, float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the legs up to the sky. Inhale to let your legs go a little bit away from your body. Exhale to float the legs back up. Inhale to lengthen, draw your low belly, and exhale to lift. So you have the option, you also put your legs in tabletop. You could also have your head down and arms by your sides and not lowering the legs quite as far. You decide where you want to be for 4 more. Soft through the head, neck, and shoulders. No tension creeping into the neck and the jaw. 2 more. Can you get the shoulder blades up off of the mat? I can't today. My upper back is not feeling so amazing at the moment. And then bring it all the way back in and hug it all the way and relax. And we'll come into crisscross. You can grab your weights again if you would like them. Bring your feet down to the mat to start, just to reset your pelvis, legs to table. Reach the hands to the sky. You also could just have your hands behind your head. If you don't have weights, bring your hands behind your head. Inhale on your exhale to float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long, and then the weights frame underneath the right thigh, and then scissor the legs up and over. If you want even more, both arms can go on the opposite side of the leg. So you pick the version that feels best for you. But sometimes getting up and over across to have both hands on the other side might make your pelvis move a little bit. So be aware of what's happening for your body. 3 more. Inhale, 2. Twist bottom rib to opposite hip. Last one. And bring it all the way back to center. And hug it all the way in. Reach the arms and legs long. And if you want, take those weights with you and let them be heavy in your hands to get a little extra stretch. One more breath there. And then we're going to take those hands back up to the sky. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to roll up and over to your toes. Peeling your spine up, up, up. Rounding your spine for a roll up. Roll over, reaching in the direction of your toes. Re-step and then tuck your pelvis and roll back down. So you want to make sure as you roll up, you continually draw the abs in to come up and over the big beach ball in your lap. At the top point, you're still drawing your abs in. We're not collapsing over the legs and rolling all the way down. You gotta keep your hands right in front of the shoulders the whole time. Inhale, exhale, peeling all the way up. And scoop and roll it down. The next one stays at the top. Inhale, exhale, peeling all the way up. You can take a little dive forward here, take a stretch. And then 3 stack, sitting up super long and tall. Pressing sits bones down, tucking your elbows into your sides. Widen through the collarbone. So elbows tuck in, sit up tall, and just start by pushing the arms out and then close in. Elbows push into your sides, especially as you open the arms. So dig your elbows into your side body, keeping the wrist in line with the elbow. So watch that you're not letting the wrist break off. 3 more. Lift up out of your pelvis. 2. Hold this one open. Press the arms out and pull it in. Press out and draw it in. Reach. What I also love is that I have my students from both of my gyms, from Brooklyn and from the city. So I love that, seeing all your faces on here. Hold the arms out, roll back halfway, slide the shoulder blades down, draw the abs in little circles. Letting the weights hang heavy in the hands, and then reverse. And then sweep the arms back to center, roll back a little bit further, bicep curls. Bend the elbows in and extend, keeping the body super still. Draw your abs in, lift up out of your pelvic floor. Last Wednesday for my class that I teach here on the beach, I think I've mentioned before, there's these little girls that sell bananas. They walk around with trays of bananas on their head, and they sell the bananas on the beach. And they've started to watch my class. I'll stay on the side of the fence, hold the arms out, turn the palms inside the shoulders, open the ears, bend and extend. Bend and extend. They're probably between like 5 and 10. And they just watch class the whole time and smile. Last week, 2 of the girls jumped the fence and laid in the sand and started doing some exercises with us. And I almost died. I was beyond happy. The last one, turn the palms down and a little tap of the weights. Pull your elbows in.
Side note, I'm gonna kill my mom because she knows I have class. So I'm sorry if you hear ringing on there.
Oh my God. And then crisscross the arms. Although she might be a little bit thrown off because it's Wednesday, so I'm gonna give her a little bit of credit on that one. And not definitely kill her, but. And then hold it here, roll all the way to the mat, inhale. Exhale, roll up to your halfway point, turn the palms towards the other side, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to open the arms, exhale to close around that big balloon. Maybe you tuck your pelvis and roll back a little bit further. Draw the abs in, lift up out of your pelvic floor. Slide the shoulders away from the ears for 3. Last one. Bring it all the way up center, send the arms back as you lean your body slightly forward. Reaching the arms long. Maybe you have a bend in your knee, but you lean the body a little bit more forward, lift the arms a little higher, palms face each other, and then pulse in. Keeping the collarbone wide. Can the arms get a little bit longer? Hold it in and pulse the arms to the sky, pulse up. Let the neck be long. So if you need to bend your knees to get your spine longer, that's fine. And then hold them up, turn the palms to each other, turn the palms to the ceiling, lift the arms higher, widen the collarbone and pulse up higher, pulse up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, send the arms forward, sit up tall again one more time. Arms over the head, bend the elbows to bring the elbows down in line with the shoulders, and then right back up. Bend and extend. Bend, press overhead. So finding this from your lats, back of the broad strap area underneath your shoulder blades for 3 reps. 2, longer and taller, last one, and bring the weights all the way down. Place them to the sides. We'll take a little stretch across. So the shoulder blades away from the ears. And breathe. One more breath there. And then other side. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And release that. Let's come to lay on your left side. Lay all the way along on the mat onto your belly or onto your balance beam. Stacking your hips, your head can be melted onto your arm or it can be propped up wherever you feel best. Today I want my head down. Push the top hip away from you. Pull the bottom waistline above the mat. Keep your body as straight as you can for whatever's going on with your low back. So if you need to, you can bring your legs a little bit forward. But for this one, try to keep as much of the balance beam straight line as you possibly can. Lift the top leg, feet are flexed to start, lift the bottom leg, and then they both go down. So your top hand can be a kickstand, or it could be on your hip. Up, and down. Draw the rib cage in. Hold that bottom waistline up. This one stays up. Point the toes, both legs go down together, both legs lift. They both go down, they both lift. So you can have the hand on your hip, you could have the hand up to the sky, keeping the shoulder away from your ear, wherever you're gonna get most challenge for your core. Hold the legs up, point the toes, scissor the legs, go switch and switch. Especially if you take the hand off of the mat, you're gonna be really forced into using your abs. So you'll see that this movement can't be fast because you have to force your abs into working. Otherwise you're gonna roll all over. One more, return back to center, lower the legs down, you can release the arm, bring the legs an inch forward. Continue to push your top hip away. Lift the top leg, flex with the foot as you sweep your leg forward in line with the hip point and sweep it back. Squeeze the glute. Flex and bring it forward and point and sweep it back. Keeping everything else still, just the leg is moving, tracking straight in line with the hip. Keep the leg forward on this one, flex foot, little bend of the knee and straighten, tiny bend, straighten. Keeping the foot in line with the hip here. Pushing your butt backwards a little bit. You still have the natural curve of your spine. And last one, the leg goes to the sky. And it comes right back to that start position. It goes up to the sky and back to start. And lift and back to start and lift. And then it stays up to the sky. Point the toes, open through the hip, and then draw little circles. Get longer through that leg and reverse. And then hold, flex the foot, and drag that foot all the way down to meet the bottom leg. Bend both knees to 45 degrees. Push the top hip away again. Heels together, starting clamshells. Lift the thigh and lower. And lift and lower. Lift. So the pelvis is still. You lift and hold and lower back down. Squeeze the glute. If you want, you could add the legs floating, and so you have a little more activation in your abs. Still wrapping the ribs in. Shoulders relax. And we'll add rotation now. We're gonna go knee to knee, toe to ankle. Knee to knee, toe to ankle. Knee to knee. Are you still drawing the bottom waistline up and in? The knee stays down, the toe stays up, you kick the leg back at a diagonal. Tap down and you kick back at a diagonal. In, back and squeeze. Wrap the ribs in. And hold this one all the way up and tiny pulses up, up. For 5. Last one, bring the knee in, lower both legs down and come to 90 degrees with the legs. Push the top of the way, flex through the feet, sweep the top leg open like a door, and then it comes to almost touch. Lift and almost touch. Lift. Keep poking the hip back. The next one, let's bring it down halfway and hold, and little tiny circles. And reverse it. Draw the abs in. Last one, that top leg stays where it is. Hands to the mat, prop yourself up, and push that leg backwards, coming into our pretzel. We're gonna square the torso, so your sternum lines up with your knee, a hand on either side of the knee, not on both sides. One on one side, one on the other. Flex the back foot, bring your heel closer towards your bum, and then just lift the thigh off the mat. And almost touch down, lift, almost touch down. Can your body stay pretty still as you lift? Of course it can, because this is the easiest position to be in, friends. Super normal. If you feel like you need more challenge, maybe a hand comes to prayer. Maybe the other hand comes to prayer. Wherever it feels best for you, hold it up, get the knee up a little bit higher, and little kick back, wrapping right underneath the booty, kick back, back, back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, keep it there, lift the knee a little bit higher, come down to your bottom forearm, let both legs come out. Let them come to the front corner of the mat, and you roll back onto your booty cheek, lengthen the arm up, and then lift up out of your torso. So you could be sinking into it, or you could really lift and lengthen up, and then take both legs up to your hand. And slowly lower the legs down. Lift and lower. Friends, I hope somebody at some point is not mute when we do the other side, because I have a good feeling I could potentially forget one of those things that we just did. So if I do, someone better shout out. Hold the legs to the sky, draw the knees in and extend. Knees in, extend. 2 more like that. Keep lifting and lengthening, long neck. Last one, the legs go out, and then just swivel yourself to the other edge of the mat. So if I forget, someone's gonna yell out. Lengthen out long onto your balance beam. So to start, let's have the head down on the arm. Kickstand your hand if you need it. Lift the top leg, flex foot, lift the bottom leg, flex foot, and they both go down. We go lift, lift, lower. We get glute med, we get inner thigh, and now all kinds of ab action here. Wrap the ribs in. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And this one's gonna stay up, point the toes, lower the legs, and lift. So remember, hand can be wherever it's best to take away the stability. Hold the legs up to the sky. Lengthen the arm up if you did on the other side. And scissor the legs. We go switch and switch. Soft through the jaw, so there's no tension. One more. And bring it all the way back to center. Lower the legs down. Bring the legs a tiny inch forward. Staying with your head down or propped up. Lift the top leg, flex with the foot. Push out of the top hip. Sweep the leg forward. And point and sweep it back. Flex and point and sweep. So while this leg is tracking right in line with the hip and retracing the line, is everything else staying still for you? One more forward and back, and then we'll go to the front and we'll hold it. Hold it at the front here, flex the foot, and tiny bend straighten. Press, press. For 3, 2, we hold, it goes up to the sky. Ooh, that one felt special. And then bring it back to right in line with the hip and bring it back up. And squeeze, lift. Control the down so gravity isn't cheating you. Lift, get everything you can out of it. And the next one stays to the sky. Point the toes, stir the, spiral the thigh open, and draw your little circles. Stirring it around and around. Can you stay stable through your pelvis? This side for me feels like I can't, but working towards that and then reverse. For 3. And last one, we bring that leg all the way back down. Bend the knees to 45 degrees, heels on the tailbone, pushing the top of the way. Make sure that abs are drawing in, ribs are in. And then open the top knee and close. Open, squeeze, and close. Press, squeeze. And then if you do so on the other side and you want to here, let's float both thighs up and here. I have to go teach my class tonight also outside at the beach. So I'm hoping those little girls show up. But also it makes me feel like I'm back in New York running around teaching classes. 2 in 1 day is like a big deal for me here. Last one, hold this one up to the sky, pulses up. Is your top hip pushing away from your bottom rib? And then we add our rotation, knee to knee, toe to ankle. Knee to knee, toe to ankle. So the rotation is happening inside of the hip socket. Everything else is staying stable. And then the knee stays down and you extend the top leg out and pull it in. Press out, squeeze, popping the booty up off of the hamstring as you extend back slightly, but not so much that you're gonna start to arch your spine. So you've gotta stay in neutral as you move that leg. You got 2 more and then we hold it out. 1 more and we hold it out and tiny pulse up. Can you get longer here? Lengthen out of the waistline for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, bring it all the way in. Knees to 90 degrees, ankles line up with the knees so the shins are lined up with the front edge of the mat. Push the top hip away from you. Flex as you sweep the leg open and lower to almost touch the leg. You sweep open and almost touch down. Lift. 2 more like that. Flexed foot is going to get deeper into the back of the leg, into your booty. And then this one comes down to hold and draw circles, stirring it around.
And then we reverse. And lower, take that leg, kick it all the way back as you prop yourself up. And bring your hand onto either side of the leg. Lift and lengthen, pull the knee backwards more so your heel's closer towards your bum. And tiny lift, lift. Collarbone is wide. Draw the abs in, spine is still lengthening. And then maybe if you did it on the other side, you bring your hands into prayer. Oh my God, this side is not so fun for me. And then little kick back, kick. Get the thigh up a little bit higher, get the knee up. You can do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, you gotta stand last one. And then all the way down the forearm, take both legs long, bring them to the front corner of the mat as you roll back on the booty cheek. Lengthen your arm up, like you can touch up to the ceiling to lift you out of your pelvis as you lengthen your legs up to the sky. And then almost touch it down. Lift. And then almost touch it down. Lengthen. Long legs. 3 more like that. All in the waistline. Long neck, out of the shoulders. This one stays up to the sky, and then you pull your knees in and extend. Pull in. Extend and in. Extend 2. Last one. Lengthen, lower the legs, roll right onto your belly. Fold the forearms together and glue the forehead to the forearms. Shake your pelvis out, let everything relax here. And then keeping the forehead to the forearms, keeping your thighs to the mat, draw the abs in, keep pressing your pelvis down as you float your upper body an inch or 2 off the mat, pulling your elbows slightly up and lower. Engage the abs and float the upper body and lower. Thinking about length, not height. Lift and hold, send the arms to the front and pull your elbows back in to touch your ribs and extend. Pull your elbows back and extend. Long neck, wide through the collarbone, 2. And last one, fold the forearms back together and lower everything down. Shake everything out. Lengthen the arms out to the front. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the abs up and in. And we'll float the right arm and the left leg up off of the mat. And lower. Squeezing the glute as you float the thigh up. Sliding the shoulder blade away from the ear as you lift the arm. Alternating sides for a couple more like this. And if this feels best for your body, you can definitely stay here. Otherwise, we're going to lift both arms and legs, draw the abs in and start to swim, flutter kick. Lengthen your neck, squeeze the glutes. Draw the abs in for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold, lower everything down and press to a child's pose. Take a breath there. Knees wide. Feet together and bring the forehead down to the mat. Reach the arms long to the front. And just take a breath there. Lengthen the arms a little further forward. One more breath there. Walk the hands over to the right. Take a stretch to your left side body. Keeping your bum heavy, lengthen your left fingertips even further. Trying to expand the space between the ribs. Let's take a breath into that left lung. And we'll walk the hands back to center and over to the other side. One more breath there. And walk the hands all the way back to center. Take one more breath there. As you roll yourself up onto your hands and knees and into a cat stretch, we're getting ready to come into our plank. And into the cow. And into your cat. Draw the abs up in. And into your cow. One more time, or take any movement you need. Shine the heart forward in that cow. And then back to center. And Neil, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, so setting up for your plank, hands underneath your shoulders or on your forearms if your wrists are not up for it today. Extending one leg and then extend the other, draw the abs up and in. And here we go, kneels on.
Barack had been elected president of the Harvard Law Review. He'd be responsible for 8 issues, 300 pages each. The competition involved rigorous vetting and a vote by 80 student editors and would have been an enormous achievement for anyone, but Barack was also the first African-American president in the review's 100-year history. So it was so huge that it was written up in the New York Times. In other words, my boyfriend was now a big deal. At that point, he could have landed any number of fat salaried corporate jobs or had been a shoo-in to clerk for the Supreme Court. Instead, Barack wanted to move back to Chicago and practice civil rights law. He also wanted to write a book about race in America. This confidence and self of purpose was astounding, but also a challenge. I couldn't help feel lost by comparison. 3, 2, 1.
Run the knees out. Pressing both heels back, micro bend the knees, lift the sit bones a little bit higher, and then slowly walk the hands towards the toes. Can you guys hear the sheep outside?
Yes, is that from you?
Yes, it's the sheep outside.
Awesome.
My friends are hanging out front, so I gotta go in a minute. The knees,
It's the new goat yoga. It's Pilates sheep.
let's just let everything hang out. And then feet hip width apart, softness through the knee, draw the abs in, and slowly roll your spine up, vertebra by vertebra, restacking. So the head is the last thing that comes up. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And let's take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. Do you hear them calling me? Big inhale up. And exhale. Thank you, Pilates Hotties, for coming to class. I appreciate you guys making it.